Okay, so continuing with our video lessons. Okay, this is video number 7 for 7th grade. Okay, and we're going to continue with chapter 3, section 2. This you can find it on your books, page 19. Okay, for more exercises of this type. Okay, so today we're going to continue with solving equations, but now we're going to solve equations having like terms and parentheses. Okay, like terms, when I'm saying like terms, I just mean that we can add them or subtract them because they have the same variable. Okay, so that means that they have like terms. Okay, so it's different numbers but have the same variable. Okay, and when they have the same variable and it's elevated to the same power, that means that we can mix them together. Okay, we also have like terms as referring to individual numbers that don't have variables that we can add or subtract. Okay, so let's start with number 1. Okay, number 1 says 5.2x plus 0.8x plus 47 equals to 377. Okay, so here what we need to do is first we need to group and add the numbers that are similar, and then we start solving. Okay, so if we have this one, okay, 5.2 x plus 0.8 x plus 47 equals to 377. Okay, so if you notice, okay, there are two numbers, okay, that have the same variable, this one and this one, and we have two numbers that are by themselves, 47 and 377. So what we need to do is group them so that we can solve them. Okay, so we're going to leave the variables on one side and we're going to move the numbers to the other so that we can alter them. Okay, so we just leave, first I'm just going to group. Okay, I'm not solving yet. Okay, so we leave this one's on this side. Okay, and then this one is positive. When I move it to the other side, it's going to be negative. Okay, so I have 377 minus 47. Okay, and now that we have them grouped, okay, numbers on this side and variables on this side, we can solve. Okay, 5.2 plus 0.8. Okay, if we go to our calculators, just in case you want to check it out. Okay, 5.2 plus 0.8. Okay, that means that we have 6. Okay, so that means that 6x on this side. Okay, and 377 minus 47. Okay, that means that we have 330. Okay, now that we have these numbers, we can continue to solve for x. Okay, if 6 is multiplying here, we move it to the other side, dividing. Or, in case you want to see it easier, we just do the same thing on both sides. We divide by 6 so that x is by herself. Okay, and then we have 330 divided by 6. Okay, if we bring it to our calculators, you'll see that it is 55. Okay, so we have our answer. Okay, so what did we do? First, we're going to group the numbers, okay, that are like. That's why the topic says like terms. Okay, like terms means that they have the same conditions so that we can group them and solve them. Okay, so we have 5.2x, 0.x, and then we move numbers to the other side, 377 and 47. Okay, now that we have them grouped, we can solve for both. This one is 6x, this one is 330, and then we divide by 6 so that we can have the answer for x. Okay, that's number 1. Let's do number 2. Okay, this was number 1. Let's do number 2 here. Number 2 says minus 21 equals 7, 3 minus x. Okay, now this one is a little different because we have a parenthesis. Now remember, we have always said whenever we have a parenthesis, that's what we do first. Okay, so we need to solve for the parentheses so that we can group. Okay, so when we have a parenthesis here, we have to apply the distributive property. Distributive property means that I multiply this one times this one, and then this one times this one. Okay, so the number that is outside the parenthesis impacts both numbers. Okay, so 7 times 3, 21. And 7 times minus x minus 7x. Okay? Now, here we don't have any other numbers that have a variable. Okay, the 7x is by herself. Okay, so what we need to do is solve for the other numbers. Okay, so here we have minus 21, and this one is positive. When I move it to the other side, negative. Okay, and then we still have minus 7x. Okay, here we have minus 21 minus 21. It's like we were adding them. Okay, and we still have minus 7. Okay, now to solve for x, what do? Here, since we have a minus 7, okay, we need to divide. Okay, and we divide by minus 7. Okay. Negative divided by negative is going to be positive. Okay, so the value of x is going to be positive. And minus 42 divided by minus 7, negative divided by negative is positive. And 42 divided by 7, 6. Okay, and now we have our answer. Okay, so what did we do? We were grouping first, and then, okay, we solve. Okay, but the first thing we need to do whenever we have a parenthesis is work the parentheses first. Okay, let's do number 3. Here we have some space. Number 3 is very similar. If you notice, we have a parenthesis, so that means that we need to do that first. Okay, so we have minus 3, 8 minus 4x equals to 12. Okay, so what do we do first? Remember, parentheses first. Okay, and when we have a parenthesis here, this number impacts both numbers inside the parentheses. Okay, so we have minus 3 times 8, 24. Negative times negative, positive. 3 times 4x, 12x equals to 12. Okay, here we only have one number with variable, so this one is going to stay here, and this one is negative. We're going to move it to the other side, positive. Okay, so we have 12x equals 12, negative becomes positive. Okay, and 12 plus 24, 36. Okay, now since we have this 12, okay, with the x, what do? Exactly. Okay, we divide 12 on both sides. Okay, so that we can leave x by herself. Okay, and then we have x equals to 36 divided by 12. How many numbers times 12 can we get to 36? 3. Okay, and that is our answer. Okay, so we're doing what? First the parentheses, then we do the solving. Okay, and we move the numbers that are similar to one side, and in case we have several numbers with the variable, for example, we move it to the other side. Okay, let's do number 4 and number 5. Okay, I'm going to erase this one. Okay, so number 4. We have 5x minus 2, x minus 1, okay, equals 8. Okay, this is number 4. Okay, so what do we do first? Remember? Parentheses. Okay, in case we have a parentheses, we work the parentheses first. Okay, so this number is going to be multiplied by this one, and this one is going to multiply the other one as well. Okay, and remember that we have a minus 2 here. Okay, so that means that that negative sign is going to impact the answer. Okay, so we have 5x. Then minus 2 times x minus 2x minus 2 times minus 1 plus 2. Okay? And now that we have them, okay, we're going to group them. These ones are similar, so they stay on this side. And this number is by itself, so we need to move it to the other side. Okay? And when we move it, it's going to change the sign. Okay? So right now we're only grouping. I'm not solving yet. See? This 2, I move it to the other side, negative. Okay? Now we can solve 5x minus 2x. That means that they are like, they are similar. That means that we can add them or subtract them. Okay? So this one is 5 minus 2, 3, but 3x. And 8 minus 2, 6. Okay? Now, what do we do with that 3? We move it to the other side, or we just divide by 3 on both sides so that we can have a balance. Remember, in an equation, what I do on one side, I need to do it on the other. Okay, so we have x equals to 6 divided by 3, 2. Okay? And let's do number 5. Okay, number 5 says 4 plus x plus 7 equals 10. Okay, so if you notice, what numbers are similar? 4, 7, and 10. So that means that we're going to group them so that we can solve for x. Okay, so we have x on this side. Okay, I'm going to move the numbers to the other side. So we have 10 minus 4, because this one is positive, I move it to the other side negative. 7 is positive, I move it to the other side negative. Okay, so we have 10 minus 4 is 6, and 6 minus 7, x equals minus 1. Okay, this one was pretty simple. Okay, but what we are doing is we're just putting, okay, grouping on one side, solving for x. Okay, so you can find more exercises like this on page 19 on your books. I'm also going to leave a link under this video for more exercises, so make sure to check it out. I will be starting to request these exercises so that we can check them. In case you have any other questions, please let me know so that we can talk about it. Okay? I will be uploading more videos coming soon. Okay? Thank you very much.